Alright guys, so we have the index page and the about page done. Now we're going to move on to the services page. So what I'm going to do is copy everything on the about HTML page. So let's copy and let's create a new file in our source folder called services.html, and then we're going to just paste that in there. Alright, and then what we're going to do is go all the way to the top. We're going to take the active class off of about us, and we're going to put it onto the services li. And then for the header, we're just going to change this to services. Okay, now let's see. For this section here, the about, let's just change this to services. We'll change the ID to services. And let's see. Containers good, rows good. But what we're going to do is we're going to have 3 4-column divs. So let's get rid of the div with the column D6, both of them. And we'll say call MD4, and we're going to put 3 of these. Alright, so each one is going to have a card. So let's do card, also text center. Inside there, we're going to have our card header. Okay, inside the card header, let's put an H3, and we're going to say service plan 1. Under the card header, let's put a card body. And inside here, we're going to have a card title inside of an H4. So let's see, for the card title, we're going to say this is going to be $59.99 per month. Okay, it's going to be the price, and then we're going to put a paragraph with the class of card text. That's going to just be some text. Let's say lorem, we'll do lorem 8. All right, and then under the paragraph, we're going to have a list group. So a UL with the class of list group. And we're going to have some LIs with the class of list group item. And in here, we're going to have some icons with the class of FA-check. And we'll say feature 1. And then what I'll do is just copy this LI. 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we'll just change the words up here. So 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, and then let's see, after the UL, let's go ahead and put an A tag, and this is going to have a class of BTN, BTN danger, and BTN block. Alright, let's also do a margin top too. So the text for this will just say get it. Okay, and then after this div, we're going to have our card footer. I want this to have text muted so that it's kind of light. And in here, we're just going to put, we'll say 1 year plan. So let's save that, and let's go to services, and it should look like that. Oh, we still have the boxes. I want to get rid of those. And the testimonial. Alright, and then what we're going to do is we're going to grab the whole card that's in the call MD4, which ends right here. We'll copy it, and we're going to go inside this MD4, paste it in. Let's change it to service plan 2. And we'll say that this one is $99 per month. And then everything else we'll just keep, that's fine. And then in this one we'll paste it in, and we'll say service plan 3. We'll say $129. Save it, and now we have our service plans. Let's add a little bit of more padding here. Instead of PY3 right here, let's do PY5. There we go. All right, so now down here we're going to have some collapse widgets for FAQs. So let's go under the services section and we'll say FAQ. Okay, so I have a section with the ID of FAQ. Let's also give it a class, a couple classes. We want P5, padding 5, BG dark, and text white. Okay, and here we're going to have a container. We're going to have an H1 with the class of text center. Okay, push it to the center. We're going to say frequently asked questions. And then let's see, under the H1, I'm going to put a horizontal rule, and then we'll put a row. Okay, so in this row, we're going to have 2 call MD6. So we'll say call MD6 times 2. And let's go ahead and put an accordion in here. So we're going to have an ID of accordion. Why does it do that? It keeps doing that. ID of accordion, and then we're going to have a card. Inside there we'll have a card header. And let's also do an ID of heading 1. Okay, and then in here we'll have an H5. I'm going to give this H5 a class of margin bottom 0. And we're just going to actually, we're going to have an A tag in here first. Okay, so this is actually going to have a data toggle. Data toggle is going to be collapse. And then we're going to have a data parent. Since it's inside of an accordion, it's going to have a data parent of hash accordion. And then we want the href to go to, let's say, collapse 1. Actually, that should have a hash at the beginning. All right. And inside the A tag here, we'll just say question 1. So that's like the title, whatever the question would be. And then the content is going to go under the card header. So right here, we'll put an ID of collapse 1. Okay, collapse 1 is coming from this right here. We want this to point to this content. This is also going to have a class of collapse. All right, and then in here, we're just going to have a card block. And we'll just put, we'll say lorem 30. All right, now let's save that and see what we get. So over here, we'll deal with the color after, but you can see it is working as far as functionality. I'm sorry, I put card block. This should be card body. I hope I didn't do that anywhere else. Because that was actually the Alpha 6 class, was card block, but they changed it to card body. It looks like I did it. I did it right everywhere else. All right, so now what I'm going to do is copy the entire card. And we're going to go right underneath, paste it once, and then again. So the second one will be question 2. This one will be question 3. Save it. There we go. Okay, now the other side is basically going to have the same thing. So what I'm going to do is just copy everything that's in the column D6. So basically the whole div with the accordion. Whoops, went way too high. So the whole accordion div, copy. And then we'll go inside the 6 column div and paste. Save it. Now we're going to have to change up the IDs here. So let's change, let's see, we're going to change collapse 1 to collapse 4. This is the second column. So that'll be collapse 4. We'll say question 4. Change this to collapse 4. This one will be collapse 5. Question 5. Change it here as well. And then finally we have collapse 6. 6 and 6. Alright, save. And there we go. So now we should be able to open up each one. So for the coloring, what we'll do is go to our style.scss and go to the bottom here. And let's say ID FAQ. And inside the card, I'm going to say border 444. And then the link inside the card, I'm going to give a color of white. Let's do text decoration none. And then for the card block, which will go outside of this card div or this card class, we're going to say background 333. That's actually going to be for the card block and the card header. Okay, we'll save, and there we go. Let's see, so for the content here, let's see, what is that? That's the card body. I did it again, block. This should be body. There we go. Alright, so that does it for the services page. In the next video, we're going to get to the blog.